Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing. It's really just an unzipping of a pouch to share with you guys. Shout out to M3 Tactical Tech for these cool new, made me a bunch of these. That's awesome. Thanks guys. Thanks so much to Kyle, my buddy Kyle, for sending this in for me to take a look at. Thanks to my generous patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Isn't that nice? That's copper. That's pretty cool. I like these a lot. Okay, so what we have here is a knife that I didn't know existed until it came to me just now. Please, I'm so sorry if I'm wrong about this. I'll correct myself and I'll edit it to correct myself. This is a Knife Joy exclusive, and it's called the Brian Brown Yeager. These are made by Riot, and it's a cleavery style blade, but it's a classy cleavery style folding knife. And truthfully, I've been into this pouch already and just kind of, flipped it around and messed with it. This was something that came in on a Saturday and I couldn't help myself, right? So, but I still wanted to share with you guys my first impressions. Right off the bat, it looks really good. The knife definitely looks classy, it looks cool, and it's fairly comfortable. I find myself wishing that it didn't have a flipper tab. I don't think these are available right now. I mean, like I said, I just now figured out that these, existed. And just because they're not available at this exact moment does not mean that they will not come back in stock. So I'm going to link these down below so you guys can check them out if you want to. Just first impressions here, no full review or anything like that. I do like the shape of the blade, and I can tell you that that blade tapers down to, look at that. Look at this. That blade tapers down to a super duper clean, super thin cutting edge. I like these styles of, aesthetically, I'm always going to like, more of a drop point blade. I think that's like the best looking, style of blade out there. But as far as my day-to-day, it's like I always say, blades like this, that still have enough of a tip that I can dig into something if I need to. But I do a lot of draw cuts, right? I do a little bit of slicing, but I do a lot of draw cuts, just simple stuff. So this blade shape appeals to me. The knife is very, very easy to manipulate, and I don't know if I can actually capture this on camera, but I want you guys to listen here. Can we hear that? It's got a little bit of a metallic, right? It's almost like throwing an avocado pit into a pile of quarters. That's what it makes me think of. And it's not a cheap sounding, metallic-y noise. It's kind of, a cooler way to put it would be like, the sort of over-the-top anime sound effect when there's just like a, I've never understood this. There's just like a guy with a sword, and he's not unsheathing the sword, and he's not putting it back in. The sword is just in the sheath, but for some reason, it is making an enormous amount of noise, like multiple firearms like reloading. Why is it making so much noise? I don't understand. But that's kind of what it makes me think of, right? Can we hear it? I like that. It sounds cool. Very easy to manipulate with that opening sort of, it's a cursive rectangle is what it is. You can actually manipulate it with the thumb pretty easily as well. A lot of, this is apparently based on a custom, and of course I am just late to the game and I'm not familiar with Brian Brown's original Yeager. Did I say this was the Yeager or the Yeager-M? I'm honestly kind of confused on, as the M signifies, does that mean it's the production variant? I'm not really sure. But I am not familiar with his work, so this is my first experience with it. I've noticed that a lot of these Riot production collabs just default to a satin finish. And I'm wondering, I always see that the belt satin finish generally is like a few bucks more than the stonewash finish when you have that as an option. And that always surprised me. It makes me think that because we see this so often, is it actually a cheaper finish? I would prefer, it's like I always say, I like the the high polished tumbled finish that Riot does. I think it looks really nice. I do like the wider pivot collar. Sometimes when you have a pivot collar and it's really, really skinny, you don't actually gain the benefit of the accent. If you don't like the blue, I think these come in like an all, It's just an all gray configuration. I think they have an all black configuration. They have like the extra hardware if you want to spice it up with the mocha tie, or I don't know if it's Timascus or mocha tie or Zirca tie. I'm not really sure. They have all that extra hardware there. You'll see it down in the links below. Handle profile, nice chamfering. A little bit of milling on the inside, which is good because these are fairly robust titanium scales. Another thing that I like is the larger, I think they look like T8 fasteners to me. I also like how they have crowned or radiused the backspacer. That's also a nice touch. Honestly, and another good thing is they've done a 3D milled clip. That's, looks pretty good. These like flat titanium scales, every time I see them, I just think, why didn't we do some type of pattern? Why didn't we do some type of milling on it? It would have looked really good. But that's not to say that it does not look good like this. My one main thing, right? Everything about this knife is going to come down to, personal preference and things like that. But my one thing where I'm thinking about, the size of it relative to my hand, of course. So it still is sort of catered to my opinion. But this flipper tab works, doesn't create a double clutch. The detent is tuned really nice. Just thinking there's a choke up spot right here that would be made, just spectacular. It's okay. It's still you're a little crowded. It would be made spectacular if we did not have that flipper tab. And if we didn't have the flipper tab, you could just, go like this. But that's me personally. If there's going to be a flipper tab on it, I don't like it to be a knife like this. I kind of want it to be a bigger knife so that I can make full use of the ergonomic space. Or if there has to be a flipper tab there, these areas right here, which, it could be that Mr. Brown decided that this is not necessarily a forward choil or a place for your index finger. It's just an enlarged sharpening choil, right? So I don't know. Everybody's hands are different, and all I can do is critique it based on how it feels in my hand. If you have a smaller hand or a larger hand, then your experience might be wildly different. This is well made. I like the logo placement on it's on the relief cut, which is interesting. I don't usually see that. And then there's absolutely nothing on the blade, which looks really good. This thing is insano thin, that thing is crazy thin behind the edge. Hang on. Oh yeah, it's just zero effort. That's real nice. Oh, there we go. God, ran into my other cut there. Oh yeah, that's real good. I'm actually gonna end up cutting into my own background there. That's a really cool knife. So you'll get a full comprehensive review of this where I go over stats and everything like that. I don't know if or when these will be available again. I would imagine they will. It seems like they were pretty popular, and once I did a little bit of research, I found out that a lot of people on Instagram were talking about this, and I just didn't know it existed. So anyways, full comprehensive review coming in a few weeks. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Check out the links down below if you want to see the original listing for this, or if you want to check to see if it's coming back in stock. That's going to be pretty much it today for the first impressions of the Brian Brown production Yeager. If I didn't get something correct, please correct me down in the comments. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.